Woo! Good morning, prospectors, marketers, and creative people. Switching it up, trying a little something different. Welcome to the Prospector Morning Coffee number 12. This is a follow-up from our part 1 version, which we went over we went over some of our ad campaigns for Twitter and Facebook. Today, we're going to be talking about how to build a customer profile in 2023. SEO tip, add a little 2023 on the end of what you're talking about, and that's going to help your performance. So that's why you see it there. So this is part 2. Part 1 was all about Twitter and Facebook advertising. Our success, not really, from our last 2 campaigns that we ran. And today we're just going to show you how we go about building your audience or a customer profile that you can use to then define within your advertising online. Also abroad if you're looking for something a little bit bigger. So first thing, let's get into, let me make my head a little bit smaller. All right, move me up here. Nope, I'm going to go over here because I got some content over here that's coming up in a little bit. So, first things first, what does your business do? We are the center point in between leads and content delivery. So that's one side of our business. So if you're looking to prospect and you're looking to sell your services to an unknown entity, or not an unknown entity, but you want to find those entities, and we're that second part. So you can go and buy leads somewhere else. We don't provide those leads. What we do is help you with that content in between your capturing your leads, building that content, and delivery. So we're the content people. We're helping you source that information, those templates. And that's what we have as our main primary focus is templates for individuals, entrepreneurs, to salespeople, to leverage to send out. Second side of our business is that we're providing data and information, more or less catering to an audience that is designers, marketing people, so they can understand how or what other businesses are sending via e-commerce, as an example. So those are kind of like the two main areas that we're looking to focus. So what I like to do whenever we're starting to build out a customer profile is kind of like put a picture, like who's your ideal target, and that's going to help you kind of narrow that focus. And what we're going to do is we're going to build something out for entrepreneurs off the cuff right now. Obviously, the morning coffee is supposed to be a quick, digestible sort of exercise to get those brain cells moving in the morning while you're getting ready to get jacked up on coffee. Not literally, but figuratively, but also literally. So what we're going to do, so we have our entrepreneur, our salesperson that we're going to be building an audience for. Our graphic designer is more representational in this point, so that how you can build out those 2 profiles. I like to associate a picture with somebody because that kind of helps put an idea, maybe somebody that that would sort of fit this audience, but is maybe not like your exact ideal target. So this kind of just helps put a picture or face with who you're building, or ideal. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, all right, here we go. So let's just call him Sam. So Sam is, let's say Sam's in the age range between 25 and I'm on the high end of the spectrum, maybe 45. They are college educated or finishing up their college education. They've got a bachelor's. If they are let's do entrepreneur. So if they're an entrepreneur, they possibly have a side gig, something that they can do on the side. So that would be probably something in the tech industry. They are selling They're doing a SaaS product. They've got, we can move that up here just because. Well, so they got a bachelor's. Maybe they're in engineering. They've got a side gig that's in the tech industry. SaaS product. Are they married? Possibly married. They probably no kids. If they're on the younger end of the spectrum, no kids, or they have older kids. If we're on the younger end, they're in an apartment. Let's call them renters. What do they do in their spare time? They're probably following Forbes, Crunchbase. I'm trying to think of another company off the top of my head. I'm brain farting hard right now. That's bad. But we'll just leave it at Forbes, Crunchbase, entrepreneurial, type content. They're obviously tech savvy, so we don't need to put that on there. Let's narrow it down to they're an iOS user. Entrepreneurial sales. If they're engineer, they're probably also, let's say Sam is also interested in cars. And cars as a hobby. Working on cars. If I click out of this, yeah, it'll still show that. Okay, let me reduce this content because we're kind of still building out more information. They are fans of organized sports, specifically hockey. They are in the northern US and fan of coffee. So this is kind of a first pass, quick build of that profile. Obviously, this isn't sort of, you'd probably want to take one or two passes on this to kind of build out that audience, or that sort of demographic, that specific person on who you're trying to target, and get a little bit more refined on that. Some of these things kind of don't add up. Like, they're an engineer, they've got a side gig, and they like working on cars. I mean, that might be, straight up and down, that's perfect. But there's some things that may be a little conflicting. And what you can do, these are all different types of parameters that you can take and then input into Facebook, Twitter, whenever you're setting up those campaigns to target that specific individual. Obviously, you want to take your creative that you're building as well, those ads, and surface that type of content to that person. So as you can see, you're building out that person. Who is that person? And you kind of have to get a little creative and think outside the box of what they might be interested in, what they're wanting to do with their life, what sort of things capture their attention elsewhere. That allows you to surface your content to them and catered specifically in those sort of spheres. So for instance, if they're interested in Forbes or Crunchbase, you're able to target that specifically, so that if they are looking in on that content and they hit some of these other parameters, that algorithm is going to surface your ad and appear. So you're going to get exposure and a possible click, and then later on maybe even a conversion. But this is like the first start of that funnel, and you're building it out. So this is kind of how you can go about one method of building your ideal target, building out that audience. So here's my sales pitch to you. We're the Prospector. We provide, once again, data information for creatives and marketing individuals who are looking to understand a little bit better about the email marketing sphere, what types of emails that's being sent out, what maybe your competition's doing, how you can structure your data and your content. On the other hand, we're providing cold email templates for entrepreneurs, salespeople that are looking to pitch their services to a set base of customers that they've already, or leads that they've purchased, and how you can take and set up those funnels to nurture those leads, look at subject lines, take what we've got, manipulate it to fit your business, and help grow your own business. So we're the Prospector. Head on over, and we start out at a price of a venti Starbucks coffee. Black, no add-ons, basic. So that's pretty good. So you can sacrifice a coffee a day, one day, then you can get a full month subscription to our basic tier over at theprospector.io. If you have any questions, please drop them down below. We're more than happy to answer them. Additionally, like, subscribe, and share. It's a mouthful. Other YouTubers or people are like, blah, blah, blah. I get that off pretty quickly, but I'm still working on that. So, newbie here. Hashtag newbie. So, head on over to theprospector.io. This is your morning coffee, number 12.